Avalanche is a decentralized application development platform that allows you to create unique blockchain implementations. The Avalanche Ethereum Bridge's launch has piqued the interest of the DeFi community. Is Avalanche the answer in a heated arms race to create the world's fastest blockchain? Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is CryptoNow, and we're back with another incredible video. So please subscribe to the channel and enable alerts to be notified of each new upload. Because of Bitcoin, blockchains have grown in an unusual way. Moreover, because Bitcoin was the original blockchain, it inspired the design of all future networks, including Ethereum. That's an issue for a few reasons. Bitcoin uses proof-of-work consensus, making transactions slow and expensive. Another reason is that validating POW chains consumes many resources, preventing decentralization. Last but not least, blockchain use is accelerating and necessitates scalable solutions. Since so few people were using Bitcoin when it first began in 2009, the technical restrictions were less of a concern. However, decentralized finance and the adoption of NFTs have drastically altered the blockchain scene today. According to some estimates, around 100 million people were utilizing cryptocurrencies at the beginning of 2021. Similarly, the value of DeFi apps has risen to well over $100 billion. Smart contract-enabled blockchains like Ethereum and Solana are experiencing network congestion and outages due to their exponential growth. Ethereum apps that host most of today's DeFi value are developing Layer 2 scaling solutions to address the issue. Layer 2 separates transactions from the main Ethereum chain, bundles them, and returns the bundles to Ethereum. This relieves the demand on Ethereum while also adding levels of complexity that may jeopardize security. The most elegant option is maintaining everything on a scalable, secure, and decentralized Layer 1 protocol. So, what does all of this have to do with Avalanche? Avalabs, the company behind Avalanche, believes they've created the world's quickest smart contract blockchain platform. Avalanche performs at internet scale for a future where crypto is a global backbone technology, thanks to the use of 3 separate blockchains beneath the hood. A few years ago, such a goal seemed, at best, audacious, and at worst, a decade away. However, the Avalanche mainnet is now operational and home to a thriving, growing community founded by a $230 million ecological fund. Avalanche was founded in 2019 by Dr. Emin Sirer to achieve the fastest time to finality for blockchain transactions from the start. The time it takes for a crypto transaction to process and be regarded as permanent and irreversible is known as the time to finality. Once a transaction has reached finality, it cannot be reversed or changed. Finality is a vital blockchain characteristic, particularly for financial applications. But the time it takes to reach finality differs amongst blockchains. Ethereum, for example, reaches finality in under a minute. Avalanche reaches finality in a fraction of a second, which is near instantaneous in real-world applications. The main novelty of Avalanche is that it is made up of 3 blockchains rather than the traditional 1. The reasoning behind the architectural decision is brilliant. Rather than having one chain handle everything, each blockchain focuses on a particular purpose inside the Avalanche ecosystem. The Avalanche platform can fulfill the golden trinity of blockchain qualities by distributing jobs across multiple chains: decentralization, security, and scalability. The X-chain, C-chain, and P-chain are the 3 different chains in Avalanche. The exchange chain, or what they refer to as X-chain, is the blockchain that allows Avalanche assets to be created and traded. AVAX, Avalanche's native token, is the most popular cryptocurrency on the network right now, although Joe and Ping, decentralized exchange tokens, aren't far behind. Fees are paid in AVAX for transactions on the X-chain. This is comparable to how Ethereum gas fees are paid in ETH. Fees are always settled in AVAX, even if you're dealing in Joe tokens. Moving on to the contract chain. Perhaps we have already mentioned that Avalanche's main feature is smart contracts. Developers can use this capability to create decentralized applications on Avalanche while taking advantage of the platform's security and scalability. The C-Chain is an Ethereum virtual machine compliant smart contract platform for the Avalanche platform. Because Avalanche is EVM compatible, anyone can use it to deploy Ethereum smart contracts. So what's the big deal about that? Existing Ethereum programs such as DeFi giant Aave may quickly release an Avalanche version of their product. When developers deploy Ethereum smart contracts atop Avalanche, they can use the same Ethereum developer tools as before to access the latter's functionalities. Anyone can establish an L1 or L2 blockchain with Avalanche's P-Chain. You could even put together a group of them. These blockchains are known as subnets in Avalanche, with the P-Chain serving as the default subnet for everybody. The P-Chain keeps track of validators to manage the landscape of Avalanche subnets. But subnets are also responsible for validating the P-Chain. Avalanche scaling requires subnets. Avalanche subnets have only been mentioned briefly. Their significance, though, is worth elaborating on. Subnets in Avalanche perform similarly to sharding in Ethereum 2.0. A subnet is essentially a clone of the default blockchain connected to the platform at launch. More importantly, users can build subnets independently and as needed. In reality, a subnet can establish another subnet to meet or surpass network traffic demands and free up transactions once its scaling restrictions are temporarily reached. In a nutshell, the number of subnets you can construct is limitless. For example, Avalanche's P-Chain has a transaction limit of about 4,500 transactions per second, nearly 2 times Visa's. On the other hand, Avalanche has no actual TPS limit due to its limitless capacity for producing subnets. Good day, mate! We've made it halfway through our discussion, and we sincerely hope you've enjoyed it thus far. If you have, please give us a thumbs up and turn on notifications to be notified of new uploads. Avalanche, as previously stated, is an Ethereum-compatible blockchain platform that also allows you to quickly transfer your ERC-20 tokens through the Avalanche Bridge. The Avalanche Bridge is a wise step from a team that understands that ERC-20 tokens make up the majority of tokens. Avalanche gains immediate exposure to billions of dollars in token liquidity by having a bridge for customers interested in trying Avalanche with their existing Ethereum tokens. Like Ethereum, Phantom, and Binance Smart Chain, the Avalanche Bridge works with MetaMask. Using the Avalanche Bridge from MetaMask requires a small amount of AVAX for transaction fees and a few easy steps, which may be found in the Avalanche Bridge instructions. Due to Ethereum's high network fees, consumers are being priced out of the ecosystem as DeFi becomes more prevalent. With the price of ETH rising, even simple token swaps on Ethereum are becoming prohibitively expensive for newcomers. At the same time, interactions with more complex DeFi contracts might incur fees of more than 0.1 ETH. Furthermore, because Ethereum's gas prices fluctuate, many of these transactions will fail, potentially losing the consumer hundreds of dollars in ETH without ever completing the transaction. The Avalanche Ethereum Bridge is a first step toward migrating Ethereum's slow and expensive DeFi infrastructure into the Avalanche Network, which is substantially faster and cheaper. Avalanche's transaction fees are rarely more than a few cents, and even complex computations are executed in the single-digit dollar range and are substantially faster, now near instantaneous. The Avalanche networks and the Avalanche Ethereum Bridge's consequences are vast and far-reaching. Because of Avalanche's cheap transaction costs, smaller trades are more financially viable, allowing smaller players and entry-level investors to participate in the DeFi ecosystem. While the user experience is still complicated and a substantial barrier to admission, advancements in this area could lead to a broader variety of DeFi participants. The Ethereum blockchain's poor performance frequently results in severe slippage and failed transactions when conducting on-chain trades. The Avalanche network's faster transaction rate and higher throughput allow for less price slippage and immediate trades, bringing the trading experience on DEXs closer to that of their centralized counterparts. ETH 2.0. There has been a lot of buzz about the imminent debut of ETH 2.0 and the increased scalability it promises to provide, especially as Ethereum transactions become more expensive. However, with networks like Avalanche gaining traction in the meantime, the debut of ETH 2.0 may be less significant than anticipated. Avalanche has only been operating for a year, but it is already making waves. As a result, many new improvements and product releases are planned for the near future. The impending Apricot upgrade, which will bring several changes to Avalanche, is one of the most significant advances. They include verifiable pruning, which enables nodes to offices in a fraction of the time, a token issuer freeze and unfreeze mechanism, and native ERC20 compatibility. There is still no update regarding the release date for the Apricot upgrade. Avalanche will also be merging with Layer 2 decentralized exchange platform Injective Protocol to deliver a varied array of interoperable derivatives to the marketplace. One of the most significant changes on the Avalanche roadmap is the addition of a privacy-oriented virtual machine called Privacy VM, which will eventually allow for smart private contracts on Avalanche. Do you think Avalanche is worth it with all of these potential developments? That concludes today's video. Please subscribe to the channel and enable alerts to be notified of new uploads. This is CryptoNow, and we'll see you in our next video.